Hi everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome to my channel. In this channel you can expect me to talk about my experiences in sports, work, and life in general as a young lady in her early 20s. Today's video was inspired by this article from the bjjee.com which I came across a few weeks ago. I came across one of their Instagram posts and it mentioned an article that had the title, "It really grinds my gears when dudes don't know how to train properly with females," by Tom DeBlas. I apologize with the background noises and if I pronounce his last name incorrectly. This video was inspired by that post and I really want to share my take on this. I will link the article in the description below and you can read it in your own time. It's very short, but to summarize, it basically talks about why men who use less force or become too forceful when they train with women, and it doesn't work out for either of them. These kind of men can learn so much more from the women they train with, especially if the female jiu-jitsu practitioners are at a higher level of performance or they're like professional athletes. I want to be clear that most of the men I've trained with and that I've sparred with are considerate, they're nice and gentle, and they help me improve by giving me tips on my techniques and a lot of things jiu-jitsu related or mixed martial arts. Especially if they are a higher belt than I am, they are quite careful because I am small compared to most of the people I've trained with and competed against. I remember two situations that I've been through throughout my experiences training jiu-jitsu for about 5 to 7 years. I have trained with a few men that sparred with me and gave no Fs. So I like to tell you two short stories. The first one is I was training jiu-jitsu at a gym in Bangkok. It was an afternoon class and it was quiet. There was only 3 of us, so it was a quiet, small class. We also had a new guy who joined in that day to train, I guess. After we did some drills and techniques, we sparred, the usual stuff. When I sparred with the new guy, he tried to destroy me, like I did something bad to him. The funny thing is, he was the same size as me, so I'm around like 5'2". No, I am actually 5'2", and he was about the same height, but obviously more muscular and more meatier than I am. As usual, you get beat up in training. Sometimes the rolls and the sparring become so aggressive, but it's meant to be fun and exciting, and you have that adrenaline rush where you're being aggressive and you're having fun at the same time, which is why I love jiu-jitsu, But this guy went too far. He got me in a rear naked choke and cranked my neck. That was not cool. So I stopped the roll. I told him to stop and I just sat there being so angry. I was furious. I could not, and throughout the day I was being petty about it. But these things happen sometimes by accident. However, men like this should know their own strength, especially if they're sparring with someone who are smaller than them, whether that be a female or a male, doesn't matter. In return, my coaches sparred with him and low-key was giving him a hard time because, everyone notices what happened to me and, you can't do that. You just can't. Like, be mindful about how you train with people. The second story I'd like to share related to this topic was quite recent. It was a fresh white belt and I first met him training with no gi on. Our rolling session was really good. I thought the aggression was balanced and we were having a good time. We also had a short conversation about our experiences, and that's when I learned that he was still quite new to this mixed martial arts game and jiu-jitsu as well. And I told him the places where I've trained and I gave him recommendations or where he should go if he wanted to travel around Thailand, for example. Hey, sorry for this weird interruption in the middle of the video, but I needed to include this extra detail for this second story. Anyway, after about a few days or a week later, I went back to training and with Guion this time. This same guy who I thought was cool at first, but then when we were sparring, he was trying to suffocate me. Kind of felt like he was bullying me. So that was from my perspective, wrestling with a person like him or sparring with a person like him, because I was not having fun. I felt like I was being threatened for some reason. And then I would go on and explain, if you guys think that makes any sense, if you have trained Jiu-Jitsu or have tried the first few times and you notice how some people just bully you. If you have trained long enough, you will notice that these kind of guys or these kind of people in general tend to bully you, and they think they're better than you after a few sessions. Like, why? Why would you do that? This is why a lot of coaches, really good coaches that I've, learned from, they say, leave your ego. When you get on the mats, leave your ego. Your ego doesn't exist. But I've learned to not make any judgments too soon. Damn it, he was really trying to kill me. And I was this close to beating the shit out of him. In other words, he was cocky and he was trying to dominate me just because he knows he's taller and that he is stronger than me. Yes, men are physically way stronger than women, which is exactly why men have to be careful when they spar with their female partners on the mats, or anyone in general who are smaller than them. So those are the two stories I like to share, and I like to end my videos with like little reminders. So today's reminder is, be careful when you drill and when you spar. When you practice your drills, when you spar, be considerate of your training partners, whether they're male, female, and sometimes you are also sparring with children. Also take the time to read this article. It's very short. It'll only take you 1 to 2 minutes to read. I believe this article will expand your understanding and knowledge about why this is so important in any kind of sport, to be honest with you, especially if it's very physical like mixed martial arts. Remember, we train properly today so we can train again tomorrow. That's it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in another video next time. Bye!